Hello students, yesterday I saw that Invisible Man was actually just went to a store shop and locked himself for warmth, but actually the closing time of the shop was actually arrived, and as soon as the doors were shut, Griffin was able to give himself the pleasure of clothing and feeling himself without regard to expense. So now as soon as all the staffs of the store just moved away from there after closing the store, once the doors of all the once the doors were shut, he actually started to enjoy himself. He actually started to take pleasure of clothing. He actually wears all those clothes, give the warmth that his body was needed, and then he actually slept under mattress also on that night. And he did not have to he did not have to worry for expenses also. Everything was free for him, you can understand. He broke open boxes and wrappers and fitted himself out with warm clothes, soon with shoes and overcoat and a wide brimmed hat. A wide brimmed hat means a student a hat with like this hat. This part of the hat is actually known as brim of the hat, and this brim this hat is quite wide brim, and that is why it is called a wide brimmed hat. Overcoat, the coat that you wear over your body, on the upper part of your body. He became a fully dressed and visible person after wearing the clothes. As you already know that his clothes are seen, but only his body is transparent. His body cannot be seen through the naked eyes. In the kitchen of the restaurant, he found cold meat and coffee. And he followed up the meal with sweets and wine taken from the grocery store. And it was a store where everything was found. So in the kitchen of the store, he found meat and coffee, and then he actually ate those things with wine. He drank wine also in the end in European countries, in Britain, it is quite almost a normal common thing of drinking wine after dinner, because the weather remains quite cold throughout the year, so they need heat, they need extra warmth, and that is exactly why wine is quite a fashionable thing in British culture.